Hi, I'm Michelle Tennant Nicholson, the 2024 president of Henderson County Beekeepers Association. I have been president about a year. I've got 1 year left in my term, and I'd like to introduce you to our new treasurer. So, Eric, welcome.
Thank you.
Tell us how you say your last name because I always say Ahlers, but I'm not quite sure I'm saying it right.
That is correct. Ahlers.
Ahlers, Eric Ahlers. And so, I've seen you in meetings, and you first stood up to be our AV volunteer last year. Thank you very much for our special speakers and whatnot and our meetings. Tell me what brought you to the Bee Club in the first place and to beekeeping in general.
I guess it was predominantly due to my retirement. I worked for 22 years for a company and I retired in 2021. And beekeeping had interested me, but I really didn't have time for it. So this was an opportunity. I actually went to the North Carolina State Beekeepers Association spring conference last year. I was pretty overwhelmed, just so much stuff, and I really knew practically nothing. So that led me to an organization called Hives for Heroes. I'm a U.S. Navy veteran. Hives for Heroes is an organization that pairs up veterans and first responders with mentors in their area. When I did that, one of their recommendations was join your local bee club. And that's how I sought out and discovered the Henderson County Beekeepers Association. So I joined that. I joined the State Beekeepers Association and spent the summer working with my mentor. Plan on getting my own bees in the spring. And the more I spent time at meetings and stuff, I just felt like, hey, I got some time. Let me see what I can do to help out with the association.
Thank you so much for responding to our requests. We had posted them on Facebook and in the newsletters. And I think that's one of the things that I really wanted to impact in my leadership of the club was communication and letting people know about the opportunities that exist to volunteer. I didn't even know I was a member and a beekeeper for 5 years, and I didn't even know that we were doing school presentations. And as a former educator, I was a fifth grade teacher and also a children's entertainer. And I told Jim Poe, who is chair of our education committee, I told him, I said, I would love to, spend some time with the kids and talk about bees. And he said, there's also festivals. You can come to the volunteer at the festivals and speak about bees. So you've now stepped up from AV to treasurer. So tell us about like the trajectory of really stepping up to directorship in 2024. What has you step up, and thank you so much for your service, both in the Navy and now for our Bee Club.
Well, I think the reason I took the opportunity to take these positions in the club was mainly just for me to be able to maybe contribute. Beekeeping's done a lot for me in my year and a half that I've been involved in it. It's helped me um, kind of connect with nature and just be a little calmer of a person. Uh, so I figured, well, it's doing a lot of good things for me. So let me try to give back and maybe engage some other people, and maybe I'll have something in common with them, and we can share that.
Yeah, and you've also been a participant in our bee socials. That's something new that I implemented last year. Tell us about your experience in going out to the bee socials with other beekeepers.
Well, at the meetings, it's kind of a whole business agenda. So the socials are an opportunity to, in a more informal setting, just get to know the people in the bee club. So I definitely enjoy that.
Yeah, and we've got in February, if you all don't know about that, we're recording this January 2024. February 15th, we have got a private dinner with the pasta lady here in Hendersonville, Henderson County, and she's doing a private Italian noodles from scratch dinner. It's $25 a plate, and I think we're halfway full, so we've got a month left. But once we're at 25, we're going to cut off. So it's going to be like a round robin table the day after Valentine's Day, and I'm very excited. And I'll see you at the dinner for sure, Eric.
Yep,
And then
we've set
tell,
up, wife and I'll be there.
yeah, and so do you want to share a vision or anything that you've talked about your service, but is there anything that you want to share with our members in general about being treasurer and what they can expect from your service?
Well, that's an interesting question. I don't really have any specific goals other than to do the best job I can and represent the association from that perspective.
I really appreciate it. And if you don't know, um, at Henderson County Beekeepers Association, in your directors, the president, me, and your treasurer are the two people who we're personally fiscally responsible for your money at the bank. So I'm feeling really secure about our healthy balance and our future. We're the largest membership that the club has had in history, and we've got bright skies ahead of us. And we just put Eric on the bank earlier this week, was it? My whole week is like just flying by. And so I just really look forward to serving with you and having you on the board. And I just, one thing that I want to acknowledge you for already is that calming space that you talk about with the bees. That's how you are for me on the board.
Okay.
Yeah. So every time I'm around you, I just like, I feel calmer. You really bring that spirit to any gathering. I hope that you know that.
Well, I didn't, but thank you for that.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right. So if you have any questions for Eric, you can reach him at treasurer@hcbeekeepers.org. If you have any suggestions for me, like places you want to do a bee social or something, a speaker that you want, I can pass that along to our vice president. You can reach me at president@hcbeekeepers.org, and I will see you at meetings.